Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today I have a treat for you. We're going to be making beef noodle soup, and the very first thing I go in with is a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I always start with my pan cold and then I will throw the oil in and then let it gradually heat up. I feel like I have more control that way. And then after we have the oil heated to our preferred temperature, I have the wok over about a medium-high heat. Now we can go in with our green onions, our whole garlic, and a whole piece of ginger, which I just sliced pretty thin. I kept these pretty rough. You don't really have to go and mince them all because they're going to cook for such a long time. Believe me, they will be very easy to eat. And then I just go ahead and I saute that just till it's fragrant a little bit. And then I'm going to move on to adding some chili flakes. And you can go ahead and just put in enough to taste. But if you want more of a measurement, then I would say go in with about 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon. If you like it spicy, 1 tablespoon. If not, 1 teaspoon. I followed it up with 2 tablespoons of just plain white sugar. And I'm going to give that another mix. So I'm going to next go on to putting in our red curry paste. I'm just going to use about 1 tablespoon. I found that that was enough for my taste, but if you want more, go ahead. And then I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and add that right into the wok and then give that a good stir. Once everything's nice and coated, we're going to go in with our beef. For this, you can choose any cut of beef you want. Just try to find pieces that have a nice amount of fat on them and then dice them into about 1-inch cubes and make sure to cut out the bone, but you can add the bone back in because it's going to have a lot of flavor in it. Just before you serve it, make sure to get rid of it. And then we're going to go in with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, a 1/4 cup of MIRIN, and a 1/4 cup of something that I am not going to pronounce well, so you're going to see it written on the screen. And I'm going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of this. It was my first time using it, so I didn't really know how strong of a flavor it was going to be, but I found this recipe turned out good using 2 tablespoons. So just go ahead and do that and give everything a nice mix until your meat is nice and brown. And then I'm going to go in with about 4 Roma tomatoes, which I quartered. I kept everything in this recipe pretty much cut on the larger side to make it a lot easier. And then I'm going to go in with a spice blend. This is a 7-spice blend, but go ahead and use whatever you like. And then we're going to move everything over to the crock pot. And I'm just going to pour all of that in. And then I'm going to cover it with water so everything is submerged. And then once we have it all covered, we're just going to add some salt to taste, as well as some pepper. As you see in this recipe, I made a lot of modifications as I was making it to make it much easier to find all of the things, but feel free to do the same. And then I just went ahead and went in with some bay leaves. I used about 3 to 5, and then I'm just gonna let that go on high for 6 hours and just let it do its thing. After it's done, we're gonna move on to our udon noodles. Now, most udon noodles that I have seen have been packaged individually, and you get like 4 or 6 in a package, but I find 2 for 1 person is about enough, so just do 2 for each person you're going to be feeding that night, and just cook those as to the instructions on the package. Once they're done, I'm going to set them all aside because I want to keep this boiling water because we're going to cook our bok choy in it, and I use about 1.5 cups. Honestly, for this recipe, I could have gone in with a little bit less, but if your family likes it, go ahead and just make a ton, and then that will complete the meal. All we have to do is plate it up. So I got the udon noodles in a bowl. I'm gonna put some of our beef and tomato noodle soup all over it. Well, it's not really tomato soup, but it has tomatoes in it. And then make sure to add some of that gravy and your bok choy, and it's good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more in the future, and let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!